announcements in the show notes that I was just reading through.
Oh, yeah. You
It's like, is that me? Is that something else?
can, I don't
I
know what's
never.
going on anymore. Oh, man. Good times. Edit stream information. Episode 32?
Yeah, baby. Been doing it for a while now.
LVO Pregame. Okay. What's up? What's up? Is everything up? I think so. What's this? Okay. It's go time.
It's go time.
Sunday of happiness.
Sunday fun day.
Who would win in a fight? Beta Ray Bill or Hulk?
So there, I'd like to answer this on stream.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Well, I guess we just get the show on the road then. Okay. Boop. And record. Oh, make it this over here. And hit this. And boop. Oh my god, we're actually going live before 8:30.
We did it, boys.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Maximum effort. In this war, there's no surrender. He's out of line, but he's right. Who the hell is Bucky?
You don't like a fair fight.
I think you're wrong. Which part? All of it.
Think you're the only superhero in the world?
Touché.
All right. Welcome back to the Rogue Agents podcast and sometimes video format. We're actually on time for once.
We did it.
I think this is like the very first time we've actually hit the 8:30 time hack. Like even our first episode we were like 20 minutes late.
Some things are better than others.
So we did it. We did it. It's probably the one time of the year. I'll take that for a win. But first of all, big thanks to our supporters, the listeners, patrons, and you, of course. Big TTS Season X, because it's the Season of the Mutants. I tell you what, is it just me, or is every single game you've played on TTS just mutants?
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Like we need
Quite a lot of wizards.
You've had a lot of wizards. That's probably because you and Craig are just hyping. Oh, you just play Craig. Never mind. Get out of here. Like,
No, the other in my defense, or in your defense, I suppose, the other person I play a lot is Will, and yeah, Will plays mutants.
yeah, we'll
It is a
play
lot of
mutants.
mutants right now. You got to be like me and play the underdogs, the Avengers.
Okay. So we're done listening to Hyper Talk.
No, we have to
so
talk about Bill and Hulk.
we're gonna get there eventually. Hot takes, cold drinks. I got water tonight. I didn't have
Water
anything.
night. It's a water night.
You got water
fun
night too?
story.
Wow, all three of us have water. It'd be funny if Hyper Viper was like, I've got like 5 shots of vodka.
I was really drunk last night, but no. Funny story. Earlier this week, I was teaching a class, and I get out to my car, and it must have been like just the rapid change in heat around me. But I probably threw up like a quart of water against the wall of the parking structure I was in. And then I drove home and bought a bunch of Gatorade. So I have Gatorade I have water in a Gatorade bottle. That's what I'm drinking tonight, baby.
That sounds nice.
All right. All right.
All right. All right. Hyper. I asked a question because there's a GIF in the Discord channel of
It's a good
Hulk
gift.
and Beta Ray Bill fighting. So who would win in a fight? Beta Ray Bill or Hulk?
Y'all know me. Y'all know I'm a Hulk guy. But the real answer here is Bill. He Bill is like if Thor just didn't hold back ever. So like this is like we have a couple of panels of Thor doing ridiculous shit over his like whatever 60 years of comic book history. Bill has a far shorter history because he's not as popular a character, but he's done some ridiculous stuff. Like he is regularly like throwing down with Heralds of Galactus. He's a planet buster. He's done stuff like teleport people and teleport black holes into like the other side of the universe. If Bill wants to win that fight, he's gonna win that fight.
So I think that this means, yeah, Craig said it. You gave up on Hulk. I think this means that you are not allowed to play Hulk in your MCP rosters anymore, and it has to be Barry
No.
Bill.
I'm gonna play them both.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
They're buddies.
All right. So we're gonna hit this because Hyper has been like itching, and like literally like, I don't know how else to say it other than like every time we're like, what are we talking about? And he's just like Rhino, like immediately, like what are we talking about this week?
Crazy.
And it's, like,
He's so good.
and we've been putting it off for so long. So I'm gonna give Hyper his moment to shine, and talk to us about Rhino.
So hold on. We're gonna do this as a new segment. So we're gonna ask you to find your why with Rhino. So you're gonna be asked why repeatedly throughout this.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right.
So unless your opponent has Mystic,
Why?
Rhino, because he's 3/3/2.
Why?
2 Mystic defense is bad, even with reduce.
Why?
You take too much damage, you die too quickly.
Why?
Because reduced by 1 is only good against small pings, it's not against big hits. So if you have someone like Doctor Strange or Scarlet Witch, they're going to hit you really hard, and the reduced by 1 is basically 1 block. It's not enough.
Okay, go on. I'm satisfied with that answer.
So if you're fighting anyone besides like Supreme or basically wizards in general, Rhino has ridiculous power economy. He's super tough. Aggressive is obnoxious as hell. And robbery is legitimately a broken card.
Why?
It does too many things.
Why?
It's a size unlimited throw. It drops stuff. It costs 3 power. If you play against someone running Rhino in Inhumans, which sounds dumb, it's actually really obnoxious to deal with a turn 1 Rhino robbery turn that just like is guaranteed. You can set it up in SDD, which is pretty easy. Like you move up, hit once, and you're hoping to gain 2 power, and that is pretty likely with basically a 6-die attack from Rhino. But in humans, where you can just give him the power to use his card immediately, it is just like, unless you can do safe grabs, Rhino just will take your shit, which is really good. And he's different than Black Cat because he's wildly tougher and way more punishing to attack. His entire kit revolves around making you regret attacking him. He has aggressive, he has ornery, he can do really cool things with power. He has a size 4 terrain throw, so if you hurt him enough, he's going to get close to you, hit you twice, and throw a building at you. I'm really glad this character is 7/6 instead of 7/7, because at 7/7, I think he'd honestly be like broken even without the card.
Why?
But the card just puts him over the top. You can do cute stuff with China Shop too, and put it like 40 die attacks into people.
Why?
So in all reality, and all first of all, Craig says give him credit, and he's happy because he doesn't have to troll anymore. And this is a great bit. But anyways, giving Craig credit for whatever he's getting credit for. Is it the segment or is it the Rhino Tech?
I don't. What are we talking about? Why is he getting credit? He doesn't deserve it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Why?
Why doesn't he deserve it? Because he's a dirty wizard player.
That's fair. Okay. But in all honesty, talk to me about the card. Like, I actually played Rhino for the first time today, and I'm not disagreeing with you on a lot of these things, but like talk about this card and like how good and or bad it is.
Rhino exists in a space right now that I'm not sure anyone else besides maybe Hulk really exists in, or maybe like Hulk and Juggernaut. Juggernaut to a much lesser degree, but like Rhino and Hulk are in this spot right now where you basically can't ignore them, because they will get shit from your team. They will be holding stuff, so they're hard to ignore on that front, and they can also like just make life so impossibly hard for you if you do ignore them. And the problem is, if you hit them, it also gets worse for you. Rhino, because you give him a ton of power and he has aggressive. Hulk, because he gets angrier and starts killing you. So they both exist in this space because every 4 damage equals 1 more attack die. And when you have a beam that's Vision's beam by default, and you can ramp it up to like an 8-die beam, it's quite good. Rip Montesi. But yeah, no, it's like they exist in a really interesting spot where they, like, just by being on the table, especially like with that card for Rhino, they present such a puzzle for your opponent. It's like Heroes or Pyrotechnics, where like that character just draws a disproportionate amount of attention from the start of the game.
So fun little thing. Like the thing that I'm working on is foes with Pyro and Rhino, so I basically have a possibility of 3 turns of robbing extracts.
Yep.
It's kind of fun. I thought about putting original Human Torch in there too. Like,
I think Torch is honestly underrated right now. Shoutouts to iWarGame. Shoutouts to In Young. He's a big Human Torch stan, and then seeing him play it makes me realize why.
I think Human Torch is great, but we're gonna focus on some whys of Rhino though. So like, why should Rhino be in your list?
He's in almost like in most matchups, he's really hard to put down, and he's really hard to put down. He's not fun to put down. He's not like an easy character to try and fight into. And he has that ridiculous steal card. So he brings a lot to the table for a splash 4.
But
I'm not saying he's like voodoo levels of crazy, but he is very good.
But let's do a throwback to last week's episode about mission objective. Doesn't mission objective just stop that card?
Sure, but it's not impossible to turn off mission objective with a bunch. Like Rhino personally can't do it. He can't like throw someone out of mission objective range. But if you have something set up for mission objective, you can very easily leave Rhino for last activation and use the rest of your team to set that up.
Is there a size
Like a
limit
robbery
on the card?
doesn't. A what?
Is there a size limit on the card?
No, you can throw Dormammu. It's dumb.
Oh, I thought it was size 4. To be
No,
honest,
you can throw anyone. It's like if they throw a size 6 in the game, you'll be able to throw them too.
Cool.
It's a size unrestricted throw that also drops an objective. So if it were either of those things, it would be good. But it's both of those things. It's a medium size unrestricted throw. It's
But, like,
cheaper
it's
than
only once a game.
Juggernauts.
And it's
Yeah,
also cheaper
so-
than Cat Steal. But like, let's
I
do
know,
the
but-
math. If you're playing Cat, how many times a game do you typically expect to steal?
Probably 2 at most.
Well, I would argue 1 at most, because most of the time she steals and runs away to a corner, and then she just sits
Well,
there
sure.
holding it. So
Yeah,
like,
I'm saying
if,
2 at, but like there are
Yeah,
times
two-
where
two
you
at
get
most.
you pick something up, you get knocked out, then you pick something up and run to a corner.
and then let's talk about Voodoo. How many times does Voodoo make you drop something?
Probably like 2 or 3.
Okay, yeah, I would say Voodoo does it way more often.
Yeah.
But like,
But that's
your
like he
typical
doesn't have to.
steals.
Yeah, it's a thing.
And then like you look at like him in Spider Foes, where you have well-laid plans on top of this card. Like, it's neat. I think like the extract denial is super interesting. But the fact that like Rhino is, like you said, he's like, I think the biggest comparison is like he's just a tanky cat, because
He
like,
really is.
I really do think that Cat on average probably only steals once per game, unless like you dazed her and then she comes back and steals again and runs away. But
I
like,
think
more
of him
often
more
than
as a juggernaut who steals instead of a tanky cat.
yeah, but the issue with like comparing him to Juggernaut is Juggernaut has the auto 1 damage. If
That is true.
and
I
that's,
do
that's
think Rhino
huge.
actually has like better damage output, like as a flat line, right?
Well, it's because
he
he
gets a
can-
7 out of 5.
He's attacking twice.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's overall doing better, and his like basically having Logan's builder,
Yes,
range 3
but
plays
Rhino-
1.
Yes, but Juggernaut's power generation, his defense, his immunity to bow, and yeah, all of that is better. I also I want to
it's
say
also
like
there's a point difference. So it's like Rhino's a 4 threat.
yeah. I was asked recently like why Juggernaut is so widely taken, why he's considered to be so good, and it was really fun thinking about that, like trying to explain to a new player what makes Juggernaut so good. And the best reason I could really come up with is like, you look at the current meta. When was the last time you saw someone drop a bow character on you?
That's fair. Do you have anything else for more wise for Rhino, Sam?
No, that was good. We got enough Y's in there.
He's
There's a lot of
voiced by
Ys.
Clancy Brown in Spectacular. That should be
There
enough.
was like you had one sentence in there that like every single one of those could have been a Y, but that would have been
Yeah.
a little bit much. That
Mm-hmm.
Machine gun wise.
I
Wow.
stopped it after a minute. I was like, okay, let's
I
let
was
the
having been
explanation.
fun.
It was nice.
No,
I
it's
liked
good.
it.
That's a good segment. It forces you to actually defend your point.
I feel like if we do, I think this should be like, if we do a hot take, this should be like our hot take. So maybe like once a month.
Yeah,
we'll do
why is this a
on
hot take?
something. Yeah, I like it. Come vote in the Discord to say yes or no if you would like to see the Y segment again. Let's also get another yes or no for Analyze and Annihilate from last week. Give us a yes or no for that as well. And Sam, you have an announcement for Analyze and Annihilate. Jesus Christ.
Should we do it anymore? Should we ever do it again? And we hope to. It'll probably be a Patreon reward.
Yeah.
Like the
Won't be
Patreon
every
submit
episode.
the. Yeah, that's
so
what we're
currently
trying to
the-
get. Go ahead.
Yeah. Right.
ahead, Sam.
So we got one non-patron that we will cover because he was the first person to have the chutzpah to go ahead and post something in the channel. But then immediately after that, I changed the permissions.
Without saying anything.
You can anybody can view that channel, but it'll just be a patron reward to be able to post in there.
So now, as far as segments go, we have, and also feel free to say yes or no to any of these segments in the Discord, and we'll tailor this to where we actually feel like we have a good rotating set of segments. We have the why, we have analyze and annihilate. What were we calling sales pitch now? Like it's like the versus battle, basically.
I mean, sales pitch still works.
Okay, sales pitch
so.
still works. Okay, and then challenge of
A
the
challenge,
week.
a roster challenge. It's
Challenge
not
of the month.
Yeah, roster challenge.
Yeah, roster challenge. But those are the segments we're at right now. I guess Sam, go ahead and talk about something. Go ahead and start talking about LVO. What do we expect of LVO? I'm gonna go ahead and make a poll.
Oh man, what do we expect from LVO? A lot of mutants, right?
Brotherhood.
Yeah, namely
So much
namely
Brotherhood. Probably some X-Men.
I'm
A
curious
lot
what
of
the.
X-Men, sure.
I mean, so locally, I expected like fewer people to be into Weapon X than actually got into Weapon X. I'm curious if the
Dude, people love Wolverine, and I'm
right
one of them.
the buy-in the buy-in level. I'm just curious if the buy-in keeps anybody keeps the actual Weapon X numbers low at LVO. I doubt it, but
I don't think it'll be Weapon
curious.
X. I think it'll be Wolverine in X-Men.
X-Men, yeah, largely,
He's better there.
and Sabretooth
Yeah.
in other places.
Yeah, exactly.
I expect
They're,
that.
they're fantastic characters without going like all in on claw people. Because I was chatting with Craig a lot about this. Supergiant actually decks that team pretty
I
hard.
love it. I love it. Supergiant's amazing.
Yeah, she's
not,
really good.
But she's
No, she's not.
She's
She's a
really
counter
good
piece for sure.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, into all physical teams. She's like, what do you do against this character?
Yeah. She's funny into Corvus. She's funny into Hulk.
She's insanely good into Corvus. Yeah. Like, you're going to do 2 damage, sir. That is it.
Ooh, all powered up, huh?
Uh-huh.
Slurp, slurp.
Slurp.
Oh, man.
Slurp.
What do you think is going to be like the dark horse at LVO? Like, what's the thing that
X-Force.
Me
It's
playing
just like
Avengers.
nobody
No
saw
one's going
this
to see it coming. No one's going to see me playing Avengers. They're going to be like, what? This guy's playing Avengers? What a nerd.
What?
I don't know. I
I
feel
think
like
Avengers are still going to be popular.
Yeah, they will.
Avengers CS.
I could
Brotherhood.
see
X-Men.
a Malekith Cabal because people are all Malekith is nerfed now. Like I don't see it being a dark horse, but I feel like it's going to be like something that people aren't ready for.
There might be a wizard player or two, and they're always a dark horse because it's a complicated affiliation.
Pew, pew, pew. I'll be sure to suck it up.
Do it. Yeah, Craig unfortunately can't go, but he's definitely my number one dark horse for just being a convocation fucking psychopath.
Well, I just
I'm sad
feel
he
like
can't come.
I can see Convo being a dark horse. You can't say
Convo's really
X-Men or Brotherhood. being
Someone
dark
might play in
horses.
humans, you know? That might happen.
I know at least one person is playing Inhumans in the qualifier.
That's awesome. They're my
Yeah.
hero.
He's my hero too, for what it's worth.
What about Defenders? You think Defenders make a showing?
Hell no.
Technically, my roster can
Yeah,
be Defenders
technically everyone's
affiliated.
roster
Okay,
can
so
be.
it's only technically if you have a plan to play.
My plan to play Defenders is to play a tactics card down and bring 4 generic tactics because that's the best I can do with my Defenders roster.
All right, fair enough.
The big quote-unquote plan
Alright,
to play
so
Defenders, yeah.
I guess biggest things we're expecting is lots of mutants and Brotherhood, X-Men, probably some Weapon X, probably very very little to no X-Force.
You know,
Avengers
I'm
are
actually-
still stupid good, so there's going to be plenty of Avengers.
Yeah,
they're
I feel like
good.
there's actually... I think Splash Hulk is going to be down. I don't know why. I just have that feeling.
I have a feeling Splash Hulk's going to be up.
That's how I would think is true, but for some reason it's ringing true right now. I think there's not going to be as many Hulks as we think there's going to be.
Okay, so if you were to give anybody advice listening to this on their way to LVO, what would you say?
Turn us off. Breathe. Think of your own strategy.
Well, to be fair, if they are on their way to LVO, it's too late. It's too
yeah,
late.
right. Like, I can't help you.
So when you're in your hotel room and you're opening up your big suitcase full of different kinds of drugs, go less cocaine and more weed.
That
It'll make the weekend a lot better.
That seems a little close to home, I guess. I don't know. All right, fair enough.
Dark.
All right, here's something for you. Okay.
How's that dark? I'm saying do the less fucked up drug. Yeah, do the legal drug, guys. What a dark guy.
The craziest thing is like, how the hell did you sneak that much coke and that much weed in there?
It's the rest of what's in there and why.
Oh yeah, I forget you guys don't drive. Yeah, I just drive to Vegas.
That's fair.
Drive to Vegas with all my contraband in my trunk.
All right, so here's one then. If you had to pick one and like all in Vegas style, who's gonna win affiliation wise, LVO?
Wait, do you mean like who's gonna win? Who's gonna have the most?
No, who's gonna win? Who's
Fuck.
gonna
What
win
affiliation
LVO?
is going to win?
I mean, if you're a smart person, you bet on Avengers or Brotherhood or X-Men or Brotherhood. Excuse me, X-Men or Brotherhood.
I honestly feel like Brotherhood's gonna take it. I think Brotherhood is in an amazing spot right now.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest bet to make because all the lists I've seen are either Brotherhood or heavily splashed with Brotherhood, and that includes my own list.
I said you're making a Vegas bet. You're all in, so it's like you might as well go all in with the right ones. Yeah. Sam?
If I'm making my actual bet, I'm betting Avengers, baby. All on me.
Convocation.
Yeah, there we go. That's a man right there.
Fair enough. All right. What about person? Let's call some people out now. Who do you think's going to win person wise?
Same answer. I'm gonna try my best to win.
All right, Sam, who you got?
I'm in that same camp. I'm gonna try my best to win.
Dude, I don't even know who fucking qualified already, bro.
I don't
How
either.
am I supposed to know names? Yeah.
Like the only people that I know for sure is like you guys and like the danger.
Yeah,
Someone who cares at least this much about the
qualified,
game.
dude. I know my locals. Yeah.
In all honesty, if I had to put my money on one person, I wouldn't. So I know you both are like fine and dandy players, but to be honest, I could see Sam going the distance because Convocation is going to throw people for a loop.
Wow.
It does. Yeah, it's a silver bullet for sure.
Yeah.
No one knows what to do against them.
Yeah. So I feel like you have a shot at going the distance because one, you have stupid lucky dice when you're at conventions. and
I mean, if you're gonna have one thing, right? Like,
yeah. And two, like the convocation.
Last year, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. I was just gonna say the other thing, like the convocation is gonna throw a lot of people for a loop because they're not gonna expect. A lot of people like one don't play convocation, and two play convocation at like a high caliber. So like when they run into convocation at like a high caliber event, they don't really know what to expect and what they're capable of. So you really get a shock factor almost going on.
If people play Rhino as well, Rhino is hard countered by convocation because they get to bump after he places, so he can't attack and then use his card.
It's
blue deck. He's bad versus blue.
They're super fun. They're a super fun affiliation to play. I like the cut of Craig's roster. I really haven't made any material changes to it.
Yeah, it's nasty.
It's a fun roster. It's really good. It's a great toolbox. And it's got really fun, like just energy to it. Like it's not just hardcore like FU style Crisis Protocol. It's just got a bunch of good tricks and a bunch of good tools. And I think the affiliation does the same thing. So it's a nice synergy. Heck yeah. Go Wizards.
Go Wizards.
No pressure.
All the pressure.
Yeah, I have to qualify still, so we'll see if I even make it through Friday.
Oh, you didn't qualify yet?
Nah, bro.
All right.
I've never won a cut game, and like basically the only thing I'm going to do there is go play cut games. So
Hell yeah, dude, that's awesome.
We'll see.
I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just play gymnastics. I have some cool ideas thought up. I don't think I'm bringing anything besides my Avengers list, though, because nothing else is painted. So I'll have to just like think of some cool shit to do with Avengers.
There you go.
I mean, at least you have a fully painted list now.
Yeah, I have one fully. I have so much painting left to do. I'm looking at my guys right now. Juggernaut and Steve are done. Sam is done. Mostly, I just got to do his hair. I got to do all of Toad.
Bald meta.
I got to finish Luke. I got to do most of Voodoo, which I have no idea how I'm going to do. I got to do Hulk. I got to do Pyro. I got to build Pyro still.
Oof.
It's going to be a busy week, but it's fine.
I need to paint still for Accountability Club. Ugh. I'm behind on that. All right, back to LVO.
Sabretooth.
What about this? What is there anything that you guys are specifically worried about for your list specifically?
Convocation.
Okay.
Real talk. Like I'm comfortable in every matchup. I'm also comfortable going into convocation. But if there was one I had to pick, it's convocation. I know I haven't, and I'm not like throwing shade at anyone else who plays Wizards. I'm really not. I just haven't played anyone who I feel like has cracked Supreme Strange the way Craig has. And I played against that list so many fucking times. It's his favorite list.
So
That now I'm just like I always think that they just know all the tricks with fucking Supreme Strange. And when you have all of your tools in that toolbox, when you have all of your magical hats, it's like playing against Yugimoto, man. He just has every tool in the fucking box. He's so hard to put down in one round. He gets books back constantly because of the grunts. He has healing. He can do crazy stuff with power. He gets a ton of power by default, so you can't ignore him. Blah, blah, blah. It's how I imagine people deal with Hulk, right? It's just like, what do I do against this?
He's more dynamic than Hulk, though, too. He doesn't have the output, but
He
does
hits
amazing
harder,
things.
I think.
He hits real hard. He does amazing things. I'm worried about Mutant Madman.
I love Mutant Madman. I love Mutant Madman, but it's terrible for convo, yeah.
I mean, the worst
combo
about
in
that
general,
is
but-
X-Men and Brotherhood both love Mutant Madmen.
So do Avengers, baby.
Just because it's there, that just means it's like a what, like 30% chance? Like
It's actually
in a
my
given game?
favorite.
Like
It's my favorite
16%?
secure. Yeah, I
We'll see.
I
That's
haven't
fine.
not played Mad Men in a long time. It's my favorite secure.
This roster has plenty of game on it, but I'm
Yeah,
not,
you do.
it's just not. It's just not the one I want to play.
You
on.
got fucking Juggernaut. You'll be fine. Yeah.
You'll be
Yeah.
fine. All right.
You'll poke
Yeah.
your eye out.
I don't know what else do we need to talk about with LVO? Like, what do you? Like, we've already talked about what we expect the meta to look like. Who's gonna win? Oh, here's one that was a listener question, right? All right, here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
From Ron Wick, are there any food spots that you've scoped out for when you guys are in Vegas?
There's a pho place I went last year that I might go again. I have some buddies who have been going to LVO for years, so they usually help me out. There's also a Denny's across the street from the Rio. That's like the breakfast spot in the area.
Yeah, but that's the place you don't want to go because everybody else is gonna be there, and you're never gonna get your food.
That's not true. I got my food. Well, you just go earlier than everyone else because they're 24 hours. I just go at like 2 in the morning.
Fair,
I was at a Denny's at 4 o'clock last night.
fair enough.
Shit was popping off. There were like 20 people in there. It was awesome.
What'd you get?
I got a breakfast thing. I got like eggs, potatoes, and pancakes and bacon.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it was nice
What
at
about
4
you,
in the
Sam?
morning.
Have you looked up any food places?
I have looked up no food places. Vegas is insane. Like
There's so much shit. Yeah.
I lived in proximity to Vegas for a good portion of my life, and I got to say, like, I don't think I've ever gone there with a plan that wasn't like a business conference. So like, you just kind of like show up and go with the flow, and I've had pretty good results with that.
Let's get dinner though, man. We'll do something.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Heck yeah,
I just
I'll
haven't
be
looked
there in
for,
spirit.
where to do that. Aw.
We'll put you on our phone, buddy. We can have you sit
Yeah.
next to us.
Oh, yes.
You can
All
listen
right.
to us chew. It'll be fantastic.
I'll make a steak.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's
I'll be
a
like,
decent
I'm having my-
steakhouse in the.
I'll be like, I'm having my $5 steak, and you guys have a $100 steak.
That's the thing about Vegas food, right? Is that
It's so expensive, yeah.
Like-
Well, you gotta go off the strip. Like all the
Right.
casino food is ridiculously expensive. Like even at the Rio, like drinks. Like people be like, "Hey, let's go to the bar after the fucking show." I'm like, you guys want to go to a different bar? Because I'm not gonna drink here where I have to pay $20 for a fucking well cocktail, dude. That's not happening.
oh man, just go play the slots.
Exactly, yeah. Like literally put in a quarter and ask for a free drink. You just gotta, put your nose filters in so you don't breathe in pure cigarette.
Oh man, oh Vegas, oh Vegas.
Yeah, it's my first time in Vegas last year. So I walked to like the main strip from the Rio, which was
Yep.
really fun. And I found some like random ass spots, but it was also just like, holy shit, this is just like being inside of someone like an old person's iPhone. There's so many shitty casino games.
It struck me like it's always been like that place where Peter Pan goes, or not Peter Pan, but Pinocchio goes when he just like goes to yuck it up, and they just
Yeah.
drinking and gambling and smoking, and it's like, wow, all right.
Speaking
Vegas is
of
the
Pinocchio,
place.
this is off topic, but I want to see Del Toro's Pinocchio just because I think Del Toro could do no wrong.
Fair. Okay.
Is that? Yeah.
Yes.
Is it out?
I don't know.
Or is it coming out?
I think it's
don't know.
coming out soon.
I got Shape of Water still.
What? what else do you guys want to talk about for LVO as far as that's concerned? Or is there anything else you guys want to talk about? We're kind of having fun now.
Oh yeah, if you're like listening to this somehow as like prep for going to LVO,
Oh yeah, you're wrong. Wrong place.
make sure. First of all,
Hyper's playing Adventures, I'm playing Wizards, and that's
yeah.
it.
No, like the important stuff is make sure you bring water, like bring a lot
right.
of water. Make sure you
The
bring
desert,
protein bars
right.
because you're not gonna have time in between games to go
Drip
get
drop.
food.
And drip drop.
And yeah, what's that?
It's like hydrating stuff for your water.
Oh yeah, you can bring some kind of like electrolyte bullshit, or just bring like a big ass water bottle like I do. Yeah, liquid IV, Ultimate, all that like electrolyte stuff. It's all good. Bring Gatorade if you have to. But yeah, just make sure you can stay hydrated. Bring some kind of like very calorie dense food. I bring like Cliff Bars and protein bars personally, because it's hard work like gaming all day because you are literally there from like 11 to 6 o'clock at least.
What's the
3
weather
days.
looking like? It's gonna be like super warm there.
It probably will. It's Vegas. It's probably gonna be cold at night like it was last year.
Yeah. Okay.
It's high
and then,
desert.
yeah.
It's usually like pretty chilly during.
Don't
this time
get
of
too
year.
trashed until Sunday. Unless you're showing up on Thursday and you don't have to play Friday, then get fucking destroyed on Thursday and take a nap on Friday.
Or just have fun and live your life.
Yeah, also just like straight up, you can inject any alcohol besides beer or champagne. The bubbles will fuck you up. The bubbles will give you the bends and kill you. But if you want a mainline liquor, bro, there are places in Vegas you can go do that. I'm not saying they officially endorse that, but I'm saying there are places you can go where you can do that.
Oh man, hard pass.
Hard pass.
I'm so old anymore.
All right, let's go ahead and hit some of these listener questions, and then
Let's
I
do
guess somebody's trying to think of something else we could talk about and have fun with. Mathematic. What is a new defensive ability you'd like to see in the game?
Actually, I remember thinking about this when I first saw Blob. Back when I was doing like the questionnaire to be a tester for this game, like a quality assurance person, like or whatever, like the game testers. There was an ability that was basically Blob's ability, where it was like if you hit him, you get pushed away. And they were trying to say like, how would you make this ability balanced? They're like, well, this is an unbalanced ability. You need to make this like not do that. That's insane. And then they just put it in the game anyway. But like a defensive ability that's not currently in the game. So I want to start. I don't have an answer yet, but I want to list off the ones that we already have. We have Spider-Man and Crimson Dynamo force offensive rerolls. We have MODOK, which blanks certain results on offense. We have reduced by 1. We have good reduced by 1. We have reduced by 2. And we have aggressive. And then like the bodyguards and stuff.
Then plus defense size.
Yeah, I guess.
Counts blanks, counts of their faces.
Yeah, something I want to see in general is just like a very small dice pool, but successes count as 2 successes.
Like if Super Giant had that.
Sure. Like if anyone had that, right? Like you have 2 defense, but every time you roll a block, it counts as 2.
That's fair.
I mean, Ultron kind of has that against like some people have that against like Mystic, right?
Yeah,
Some
but
people
it's
have
only
Ultron
on
have
like
it.
one face, right? Like it's just for
Yeah.
wilds. It's just on a certain defense type. I think it'd be
Oh,
cool
this
to
would
have
be any
like a
success.
yeah, like a 2-2-2 defensively, and if they roll, anything defensively, like any success counts as 2 successes. Is what I'm saying.
How about a reverse Yahtzee to where if I roll XYZ on defenses, it applies like it robs you of like an action or it gives you an activated token. Something stupid like
Yeah.
that.
Like
Like-
Supreme Strange.
Yeah, but like on defense instead of offense.
That's what he has. He has his stupid reverse pierce nonsense.
Well, no, I just think it'd be cool if like you like say you attack somebody and they were able to do this like not so easy thing to pull off. But they do it and then like it
So,
activates
like
you.
Super Giant Spender on
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah. But instead of killing you, it just
like
activates
a
you.
crit hit
Yeah, yeah,
wild,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be cool.
Interesting, nice trigger. Yeah,
That'd be a cool trigger for Jean Grey, where it's like
Yeah.
you hit her and she's like, "Go fuck yourself."
You're
you
done
will
hitting
not
me
hit you."
today.
Yeah, you're done, bro.
Well, I think I just like maybe not so much that in general, but like just something that like stops any further action being done against that character.
Oh, like
Like
a
the only thing that
Kitty
comes,
Pryde thing?
yeah, the only thing that
Like
comes
where
to
you
mind,
hit her and you can't hit her again.
yeah, like the only thing that comes to mind though is like giving them an activated token. But that
Well, it could
almost
be more
feels
like,
too strong.
I was thinking like after this attack is resolved, the attacking character can no longer target this character with any abilities, something like that. So like it wouldn't affect, like they just can't hit that person twice. Like they could hit someone else, but it's not that person. Like they
Yeah, but
blinked
then
out of existence.
they could throw something into that person. Like I want it to be like
Well,
they
then make the
can't
character collision immune. There we go.
It's Kitty.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
if they can't be targeted
sounds
by
great for
anything,
Kitty.
Yeah, right.
They couldn't immune to I don't know. You'd have to like work on the language of it. I think
Yeah.
you could parse that out though. That's
Or
interesting.
like this character can't take damage for the rest of that other character's activation, something like that.
I wouldn't mind that. Yeah.
That's cool.
Like
One of the
just be
most
untouchable. That'd be cool.
I mean, mine's kind of similar. One of the most like uncomfortable effects I've had in any game is when like you just like lose all of your abilities. I think that it would be pretty nutty to have a character that like after they
Like Leech.
defended against an attack.
You're
yeah,
playing
yeah,
too much
it
snap.
silences you.
No, the one that came to mind was Cloud the Mind from old L5R game that Fantasy Flight did, where like it was a spell that got attached to your character, and then they just lost all their abilities. And like in that game, you were usually buying people for their abilities, so it was super painful. So something like that, where if you attack a character, then you like lose the rest of your character sheet for the rest of your activation. So similar.
Yeah. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Oof.
All
Gross.
right. Next one from Blondie. Bald meta this and Spanish Thanos that. First of all, like
Spanish
when I first
Thanos?
read this, I was like, "What is Spanish Thanos?" And the only thing I could think of is like Senior Thanos. So like,
Wait, I think I know what we're talking about. Is this Is this like the taco commercial where Thanos twerks?
what?
All right, hold on. No, continue talking. I'll just find it. For
Okay, so
you.
the question is like, bald meta this and Spanish Thanos that. Where is my flaming hot Cheetos discourse? I think a team of Dorm, Torch, Ghost Rider, and Pyro could take LVO. Give me your spicy hot takes. So first of all, that's what 8. How much? No, 7. Dorm is 7. No, 8.
8,
So 8, 11.
8, 11, 19. So Demons Downtown.
Yeah, you can play that. I don't know how good that is on Demons, but I guess like, sure.
And
I don't know.
Senators.
I will say though, like I do think that like a Human Torch and Pyro just like robbing objectives all game. Like in foes, like this is like where I'm at with foes right now. Is like how many times can I steal objectives over one game?
Well, dude, Shield is about to have the nastiest steal team of all time, where you just take Initiative, Pyro, Human Torch, Fury, and Spider Woman, because she's gonna be Shield.
Speaking of Shield, that definitely is an undervalued affiliation, in my opinion. They're up there with everything else we named before.
Yeah, and in case you don't
They're
want
a pain
to just
in the
kill,
butt.
in case you don't want to kill, or you don't want to just steal everything, you with Initiative, Torch, and the Hammond card, you have access to like 8 die beams whenever you want on Pyro, which is stupid. 8 die, then they're already incinerated, but more incineration beams. Just kill everyone.
It's a big commitment, but
No, it's not. It's 2 cards.
exactly.
Thanos is freaking getting it.
I feel like
Does-
you're already
okay,
playing
so-
all gymmed up if you're playing them.
Does anybody
Okay.
actually know what Spanish Thanos is? Like I would
I just put the thing. I don't know. The taco commercial is all I know about.
When is that taco commercial from?
That's right after Infinity War came out. The trailer, I think.
I don't know. Is it
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the origin of the actual
mind
name.
reality? Thanos?
I mean, like the only thing I could think of is like Space Reality, where it's like Senior Thanos.
SP. I see that.
Maybe that's what it is. Space reality.
Yeah,
Okay,
I still don't get it.
we'll lean into it.
like Senior
It's Senior.
Thanos.
That's how you abbreviate.
Sure. Oh, I
Good joke. I get it. Now
guess.
everyone gets it.
I hope that's not the bit. I hope it's something completely different. We're just making this up.
Even better. Flaming Hot Cheetos team. I could see a Flaming Hot Cheetos team like
I
being
mean, you
cool.
gotta, ruin all your paint jobs with Flaming Hot Cheeto fingers if you're gonna play that team. That's the rule.
Or you just be a savage and like open the bag and dump it in your mouth and not use your fingers, because that's how you're supposed to eat Cheetos.
I think that's the more refined way to do it. That's
Or-
not savagery at all.
Oh, it was a TV show or something like that where they're using chopsticks to eat Cheetos. It's like that's so smart.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if you're buying a snack food and you're eating it with chopsticks, you've just proven that it's not really a snack food.
But it's Cheetos.
Yeah. What, you eat fucking Lay's potato chips with a fork? You see how ridiculous that sounds?
Yeah, that is
Those
absolutely
get crunchy.
ridiculous. But yeah,
that they fall apart.
Exactly. Okay, sure. So you're gonna eat I don't know, Funyuns with chopsticks?
first of
We're doing
all, Funyuns are disgusting, so we're not doing that at all.
that? Oh my God.
Plus, they don't get all over your fingers like that.
I love how the point is just gone at this point. Like, we're not even trying. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it makes sense, but like, I don't. Cheetos are not worth the commitment. I'm not a Cheeto guy. I'll just say that.
I love Cheetos, so it is worth it. There we
Well,
go.
for you, I'm
Why?
happy.
Why?
Why?
All right, what's something we got? Like
Look
at
at your
least
fingers.
we got at least another 20 minutes.
I have to. I'll be right back. I gotta go do something real quick.
All right, Sam.
Okay.
What do we talk about for the next 20 minutes?
What do we talk about for the next 20 minutes? Well, let's see. We covered pie versus cake last week.
Yes.
We covered jam versus jelly like months before.
If there's anybody here in the Twitch chat that has questions that they want answered, please.
I know.
let us
Mayonnaise versus Miracle Whip.
So when I was a kid, okay, so here we go. Here's some story time. Story time with Uncle Dizzard. That's this new segment. So I can't stand mayonnaise or Miracle Whip anymore. But when I was a kid, I loved Miracle Whip.
Okay.
So when I was a kid, it was Miracle Whip over mayonnaise. It had a better taste to it, right?
Right.
But the reason why I cannot do mayonnaise or Miracle Whip or ranch, like anything that's like white and creamy, like I hate sour cream too. But
What
basically,
about
I
low-fat
can't.
Greek yogurt?
I can't do Greek yogurt either. It's the texture.
Okay.
And the smell. Like I opened a thing of Greek yogurt, and like the smell makes you want to vomit. Heavenator, how do you eat sandwiches, you monster? I put Italian dressing or basically something similar, basically oil vinegar on my sandwiches. That's how I eat my sandwiches. And it's
right,
moist.
no,
It's moist enough for me.
yeah.
Like it's good, especially if like lettuce on it. It's real good that way. So if anything, I'm eating healthier sandwiches because it's not covered in literally fat.
Hey, what you call fat, I call eggs, oil, and lemon. Come on.
That's fair. But anyways, like the reason why I don't like mayonnaise or Miracle Whip is when I was a little kid, we went to the beach and my mom was making sandwiches. And I was a little kid and I was like, I want to help my mom make sandwiches for lunch for everybody. I'm going to make my sandwich. So what is white and creamy and is at the beach and looks like mayonnaise or Miracle Whip?
Horseradish.
Sunscreen. So I grabbed the sunscreen and I put my sunscreen all over my sandwich and took a big old bite of it and ended up throwing up. So that's not what did me in though. I still had like mayonnaise after that. I wasn't completely traumatized. My brother's like very much like squeamish when it comes to food for some reason. Like when he was like real little, right? Do you guys have like an Old Country buffet where you're from, or like Golden Corral, basically?
Yeah.
It's basically a buffet place. And so go Old Country buffet, and my brother couldn't stand mashed potatoes because it's like a texture thing. Like he could not eat mashed potatoes; he would make him throw up. And so like my stepdad,
Poor soul.
I know, right? He's fine now. It was only when he was a kid. My stepdad was like, "What? You're crazy! Like every little kid likes mashed potatoes," and had him eat mashed potatoes, and he threw up everywhere. Me and my brother are really weird when it comes to food. So, anyways, I used to love mayonnaise, and we went to Subway one day, and mayonnaise is one of those foods. For my brother, once he smells it, he just pukes. Like he smells it and he pukes. So I have my Subway sandwich that's covered in mayonnaise, and I go and I open it up and I shove it in his face, and I'm like, mayonnaise, and he pukes all over me. So yeah, that's why I feel like I just have too many traumatized events with mayonnaise, even though I'm the one that caused them to happen.
I was gonna say, yeah, it feels like mayonnaise makes you a terrible person. That's what I'm getting from this. It's like no. I mean, the first one trying to help your mom, that was just like
that was
no
just
good
me
deed
being
goes unpunished.
Exactly. Another thing that I can't stand is like I don't know if you ever heard of this company. There used to be these things called Armor hot dogs. Like it's like like there was like a big circle and it had a star on it, and it was spelled like ARMOURE. So like we used to get like the bar hot dogs, right? Like the bar and they got the Cowboys on it and all that stuff. And going like my stepdad, and he starts making hot dogs, and I'm like, I can't eat those hot dogs. And I like to be fair, so everybody's aware. Like I've lived like my stepdad like was my dad from I was like I don't know like 2. So,
Fair, fair.
but anyways, like I one day he made them and I saw that they were Armor hot dogs and I was like, I can't eat these. And he was like, because I was like a little, I was like 9 or something, and he's like, what do you mean they're hot dogs? And I'm like they're not bar. I can't eat these. I don't like them. Like last time we had them, I didn't like them. And he's just like, oh, it's in your head. You're being silly. Like you're gonna eat your dinner. It's like one of those things. Like you're gonna eat your dinner. You're not eating at all. So sure enough, I eat the Armor hot dog, and I was in the bathroom throwing up all night. Like my brother and I just have like really picky stomachs. It's interesting.
Huh. I grew up with Miracle Whip. It was always Miracle Whip and everything. Like never mayonnaise. I
Yeah.
tasted mayonnaise and it tasted funny. And then I don't know like what happened. There was like no Miracle Whip or mayonnaise in my life for a really long time.
Yeah.
And then it was just mayonnaise after that. I've tried to have Miracle Whip since then, and it's like it's weird. It tastes weird. I don't know how to handle it.
Heavenator. As a parent, I can relate to your stepdad. I mean, my stepdad was like he never like hit us or anything like that, but like he was one of those people like you smack, you're gonna get smacked. Very much. Like I have a bad thing where like it is like ingrained in me when someone is like eating nearby and it's just I'm just like I was on deployment once, and this is really like just literally like story time with Uncle Dizzard right now. But I was on deployment, and there was this guy, and every time he would eat, he literally would just eat with his mouth open like the whole entire time, and like it annoyed the crap out of me so much. Like I'd be sitting there, and I would look at him. There was one time where it was like probably like 3 weeks into the deployment, and he's just like sitting there just chomping away on this salad, like so he like literally would like take he had like a salad probably the size of like this like a good bowl size of salad, and he would take his fork and literally just like stab every single leaf and eat his salad all in one bite. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And then like he sits there and just like nom, 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 nom. And I'm like you are disgusting, can you please stop? I'm like, there's something that my dad taught me, and that was you smack, you're gonna get smacked, and I'm about to smack the shit out of you. And like this dude's like 25, I think, and I'm like 20. I don't even know now. But and I and everybody else that was like eating dinner with us just kind of like stopped what they were doing and just staring. And it's like, what is about to happen? But it got to the point that like, he just would do it every single time that I would just not be around when everybody was eating dinner because I couldn't stand to be near him. Like if I hear somebody smacking, like I can't, like I lose my appetite. I can't eat. I just absolutely cannot put up with it. So. Thanks, Dad.
Oh man, no, like smackers got slapped in my house, so that was different. Like nobody ever actually got slapped, but that's what my dad would say.
Yeah.
Like,
You're gonna smack, you're gonna get smacked. But I've said that to adults. Like it's so ingrained in me that I've like been at a restaurant and just like heard like I'll hear it like a mile away, just the clicking.
Smackers get smacked.
I'm like smackers get smacked, bitch. I can't stand it though. Like the only place that is like excusable for me if it's like a little kid. Cause I'm not gonna tell somebody else how to raise their kids. But if it's like a 10-year-old, if it's like a 10-year-old, then I'll stare at them, and I'll be like, stop. But like, if it's like a little kid, and I'll be like, no, it's just a kid. He doesn't know any better. But like once they're past that age of 10, I'm just like, can you?
I know where you live, and I've seen where you sleep.
Can you not do this, please? So, yeah,
I swear I will end you.
I will end you. But yeah, that's a little insight. What else? Oh, this is fun. I got bars of soap when I was a kid. Like you say a cuss word, you get a bar of soap in your mouth. You ever do that?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yep. Yeah. We were righteously raised as such as well.
Yeah. Yes. Like I think the best thing though was like my mom never punished me, right? I don't know how we got down this road now, but my mom wouldn't punish me. Like she wouldn't spank me, she wouldn't do anything like that. But what she would do is if I did something and my dad wasn't home, she'd be like, "Go put your nose in the corner." And this corner just happened to be behind the front door. So when he got home from work, he'd open the door and it'd bump into me, so he knew I was in trouble.
Oh yeah, the worst ones. So I on a similar note, I think I laughed at my mom one time. I got raised with somewhat corporal punishment. I was spanked until like one day I literally like laughed at my mom when she tried to spank me.
Oh,
I was like, that's hilarious. That didn't go over well.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that was like the first time I got to wait for Dad.
So
You could just go in your room and wait.
I think the
Am
last
I in
time,
trouble? Yes.
I think the last time that I got like threatened with a spanking, it was like the same thing, like go put your nose in the corner. I wanted like for some reason I have it in my head that like it was put your nose in the corner and then like hold this penny or quarter like in the corner. If it falls, that's a spanking. Something like that to where like it actually made you stick your nose in the corner.
Wow.
And it was I might be making that up, but I don't know. For some reason I have it ingrained in my head that I have to hold a quarter in the corner. But anyways, my stepdad gets home and he's like, come on, what'd you do? And he takes me back to the back room. And next thing I know, he takes his belt off, and I'm just like, oh, here we go. And then he starts like whipping the side, like the 4-post bed, right? He starts hitting it. He's like smack, smack, and he's like, do you want me to really like give you a spanking, or are you gonna start making me look good? And that was the last time that I ever got told I was getting a spanking. Good times. So LVO,
I'm excited. I'm excited to go. I'm a little. I tweaked my back last week, so I'm not super thrilled about that. We'll see how that goes. Flying is usually a pain in the butt when that happens for me. So
I wish.
I also make great decisions on painkillers. So
I wish I was able to go, but no such dice. Maybe next year I'll make it. We'll see. I keep telling Omnis, next year I'll make it. One of these years it'll be right. It might just happen, you know. Like I can't make any promises though. But
I'm hyped. I don't know. It's fun.
Dinner.
I like seeing the people that your con friends that you only see like 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah,
It'll be fun to catch up with people. It'll be nice to actually hang out with Hyper Viper a little bit.
yeah.
I get in Friday afternoon.
Are you going to Nova again this year?
I haven't decided. I mean, I would love to go to Nova. Like, if I have to like pick one con for the summer, that might be it. It was a super fun trip.
I might just do Nova just because it's like right here, and hanging out with Devin is super fun. And I know he'll more than likely be there, but I don't know like how serious. I might actually just go to like take the painting classes. To be honest,
It's so hard that all of that kind of like when you're going to a con that's not just like just a tournament. Like this is like LVO is just a tournament for me. Like,
but
I just want to go. I want to see
It's
people. I
got
want to
all
go
the
have some
cool
fun.
things.
Right. Where it's like, oh, this like you have this you can do, that you can do. I don't know. For all I know, LVO is going to be the same way, and I'm going to show up and be like, oh wow, it's so much more than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I'm
wouldn't
pretty
be surprised if it
sure
is.
there are painting classes going on. I'm pretty sure.
And that's
So,
rad. I'm not there for any of that. I mean, flying in with a bunch of your stuff is like a pain for painting classes. I think that's something you want to do some driving for.
You ain't wrong. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna try to do Nova again. I might try to do NashCon too. It's just we're so close together.
I think I honestly think they're going to try and move that. That's the last I've heard,
yeah.
and I've heard it a couple spots. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
I think this year,
It'd be cool if it did.
they are just keeping it in the same place. But I think
Okay.
I'm looking at potentially splitting off. Rumor has it. You didn't hear that from me though, because Grant might come yell at me and be like, "What the fuck?"
Still might.
Heavenator, what case are you traveling with your minis in? I still have an old battle foam case that I use, but I really want to get an A case because
I'm already in the A case mafia.
yeah,
And all I can do is recommend it.
yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it. I've wanted one for a while. I just have not gotten one, so I really want to get an A case. Just get one. Like they're worth the money. But when you think about it, like how long have you been playing miniatures games, Sam?
Ooh, almost 10 years.
Okay, so like 10 years ago, what was the name of the game for cases? Battle Foam.
Battle Foam, yeah, for sure.
Yep. So you have Battle Foam, and like how much did you pay for a Battle Foam case? Like almost $300?
Oh, it's so much.
Yeah, but like you
I
look at the
didn't.
that's fair. But like you look at like the A case, and the A case is like what, like half the cost of what Battle Foam used to be, and it's so much better of a product. I have an A case, but how is that with metal on flights? I know DeLuca and Sploosh both use A cases and fly with it, and they just put it underneath the seat in front of them, and it's perfectly fine, and it fits nice and cozy down under there, and there's no
It's
issue
your personal
at all.
item.
Yeah.
It's 100% your personal item. So far as traveling through airports is concerned, I haven't done it with the A case yet. That's just been on road trips so far. This will be the first flight, and I will treat it exactly like I've done it for any other game, which is I basically like take everything out as I'm going through security to be like, hey, like this is gonna look weird. Just kind of want to kind of show you what it is. And usually like there's like an attendant like towards the front of the security line. Like you just start to tell those people like you're like, hey, this is gonna look real strange as it goes through. It's also very fragile, so please don't mess with it.
Yeah. Honestly, like TSA agents they'll work with you if you're like polite and
Yeah.
like just tell them what you need to tell them.
Yep.
So, yeah,
People are people.
yeah, I definitely want to get an A case as soon as possible. Do you got any other questions from the chat that anybody would like to ask? Or Sam, do you have a question that you would like to ask?
I mean, I asked the first one. I think that we got a decent answer out of mayonnaise versus Miracle Whip.
Okay, I guess I get to do the second one.
It was kind of inconclusive. It was not for you, and I guess I'm a
No.
mayonnaise guy now.
That's fair. What about mustard? Do you do mustard?
Oh, mustard. I do. I like. So I used to avoid yellow mustard like the plague when I was
Yeah.
a wee boy lad. Like I was like, the mustard, gross. Never wanted it on anything. Give me more ketchup. I'm still kind of a give me more ketchup person in general,
Yeah.
but I do like mustards of all varieties on sausages.
Okay, so
Whether it's like a hot dog all the way up through brats, like every sausages.
I don't like mustard actually. Like there's actually one thing that I like mustard on. There's like only one thing, and I haven't had it since I was a kid because it's just too much work. And that is pretzels. I used to dip my pretzels in mustard.
Okay,
and-
yeah,
and
no,
for
pretzels are good for mustard.
For some reason, like ketchup is one of the worst things ever. What are you talking about? Ketchup goes on everything. So like my sister, right? My sister literally was a ketchup goes on everything person when we were growing up. She would literally have like ketchup on her macaroni or ketchup on her eggs. I could never understand ketchup on eggs. That one I never could get that. But like just ketchup on everything, and I don't know. Like I like ketchup. But like I don't know, like the older I've gotten, the less sauces I've used. I'm more just like eat the food how it is, or I'll just use like a dressing.
I like ketchup. I also understand people that don't like ketchup.
Yeah,
Like it's basically just like sugar and tomatoes. Like
that's all it is.
whipped up into a frenzy, and I'm like, perfect. Give me more of that.
More sugar, please.
So all right, so ketchup and salsa is kind of an interesting one. And see, this all ties to LVO because there's lots of buffets in Vegas, right?
There we
So
go.
like you can
Bring it back, tie it back in.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. This is actually just the long game answering the have you guys checked out any food places in Vegas question for earlier.
I have no types of mustard in my fridge. Actually, that's not true because the wife likes deviled eggs, and I need mustard to make deviled eggs. But I get like the super fancy like Grey Poupon for deviled eggs.
Okay. Yeah. I like good stone ground mustard. I like what else? Man.
Okay.
Hot
Sorry.
mustard. You gotta have hot mustard around
Okay.
the house.
All right. So here's
Never know when that's gonna
one.
come in handy.
All right, I got one. I got a good one.
All right.
Does chili have beans or no beans?
Oh wow, chili definitely has beans.
Some places don't. Some places it's just meat. There we go. Venport right there, proving my point.
Boom, boom, boom. Yep.
No
I'm all
beans.
for beans and meat. I want beans and meat in a chili.
Yeah, like somebody told me the other day that they're gonna make chili and they're gonna put like beef and chicken. I was like, never really thought of putting two different kinds of meat.
That's fun. I mean, you're getting into like it's not jambalaya, it's the other Cajun dish.
Oh god. Goulash.
Dang it. Goulash. No, is it
Kinda.
goulash?
Goulash is like beanless. It's just like meat and sauce, meat and tomato sauce.
Yeah. I don't know.
You
That's
like
not what I was
beans.
thinking of.
You like beans, but once they're in the pot, it's no longer chili. But that's what makes it chili. Like in my like when I think of like chili, like if I just have like meat and a tomato sauce and like spices, that's just like a meat sauce. But then once
Right.
you add beans, it's chili.
That's like getting a sloppy Joe and just skipping the bun. Like
Yeah, except for it's way more soupier. I guess I like liquidy chili. I like all kinds.
Okay.
Chili's just good.
I
Oh,
like-
spice like you,
yeah.
like you like it real spicy. Texas, no beans. Everywhere else, beans. Ohio, add chocolate. What? Add chocolate, cinnamon, and noodles. What?
Yeah, that's a weird one. Okay, Ohio.
Okay, Ohio. All right, here's one for you. Have you ever gotten a pickle in a bag from a gas station?
From a gas station, no.
But you
Pickle
have
in a
had,
bag,
but you have
100%.
had, you have had a
Absolutely.
pickle in a bag. I'm afraid to eat
Yes.
those things. I'm just like, how long has this pickle been in this bag?
Doesn't matter. It's a pickle.
That's not true. That is not true.
It largely doesn't matter because it's a
Largely,
pickle.
okay, fair. Largely doesn't matter. All right.
I got mine from a fair, so like, who knows?
What
Who knows?
about those?
It could have been from last season.
What about those off-color like red hot wieners in a bag? You know what I'm talking about? You see them at the gas stations all the time.
No, I'm not. So for the most part, I am anti-gas station food.
That's good. That's a good thing. That's good for your stomach and your health and your livelihood.
I have had too many bad experiences that like now it's like the only things that I ever get from gas stations are like a trail mix or like bags of chips.
Something that's bagged that can't go bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, when you're on a road trip, what is your go-to snack?
Trail mix.
Okay, fair.
Absolutely. Like just trail mix.
No.
Also, Dr. Pepper and chewing the ice, which is kind of a weird one, but my dad always did it. So it's got caffeine in it, so you can drive for a really long time. And the chewing ice like messes with your head like quite a lot. Like I hear it's not really good for you or your teeth, so don't be like, oh well, Stem said I should chew ice. Like this will do it. Like no, I have no idea. You probably break your teeth. It's not my fault if you do. But like I guess chewing ice is bad. But I grew up chewing ice. I still do it from time to time. I'm not talking like taking like the big old like chunk that you grow at home in your freezer. I'm talking like gas station ice that's like nice and like easily crunched.
You know, like people who like chew ice religiously, like they get cups of ice and they just chew on it.
I do. I am not one of those people, but I know those people.
Okay. I just want to make sure you know that there is a correlation to something there.
What is it? What's the correlation?
Like recovering addicts.
Oh no!
In all seriousness,
about
like,
my dad, but nothing like that.
a lot of like recovering addicts, like they love to like chew on ice because it like takes their mind off of it.
Got it. I don't know. I just grew up chewing ice. Yeah. Whatever that says about my dad.
Sorry, Sam's dad. Nothing against you. Just pointing out stuff that I've been told in the past. Oh man. I think for me, my go-to road snack. I'm addicted to like energy drinks when I'm driving on the road. Just caffeine in general. Like I am a straight up caffeine addict. I used to be real bad though. Like I'd probably drink like 4 Red Bulls in a day and like be perfectly fine. Like I needed the 4 Red Bulls in order just to like make it through the day. And some people are like, I can't have 1 Red Bull and like be fine. Like I'll just be like jittery. I'm like, I need 4 Red Bulls to just sustain. Like,
was it like that from like day one, or like did you like build up the tolerance to it, and then
no, I've always
reached a level of vibration.
I've always like just energy drinks and coffee. I've always just loved and drinking them. Like I don't know why. Like I just have. When I was a little kid, like it was like a running joke. I swear I have like ADHD or something like that. But like people would like bring me like energy drinks at the fire station and just like watch me wind up like a top, and then just go bouncing off the walls because I guess I was super sensitive when I was a kid. But like I you know like when like military, like I'd go through and I'd drink 4 to 5 Red Bulls or equivalent like in a day, plus a cup of coffee to start the day. So it's like I'd probably be ingesting like what like 150, 3, 450, 6. Probably like 700 milligrams of caffeine a day, like at least.
That's quite a lot.
That's way more than the recommended dosage. Were you military fire? No, I was fire department before I joined the military. Yeah, that's like almost like 600 milligrams above the daily recommended dose. But like I get severe caffeine headaches if I don't have like any type of caffeine throughout the day. But I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know that. I know what that life is.
Like I don't understand. Like I have the worst part though is like I drink so much caffeine that like I don't get like a buzz from it at all. I don't get like the jitters. It's just like it's literally like I need caffeine just to sustain. It's like nicotine for me. It's like I have to like have like nicotine just to sustain.
Baseline. Yeah,
it's just like,
baseline
in my blood
vibration.
now.
Yep.
I don't think Hyper's coming back.
I don't think so.
Do you want to?
This was fun though.
Yeah, it's been fun. Is there anything else you want to hit? We talked about road snacks and pickles and chili and.
Hope everyone liked the food talk.
Let's do one more. I mean, at the very least, like at least you could say it was entertaining. Like
content.
Insert the "Are you not entertained?" GIF. Is it GIF or GIF?
Right. Oh, see, there you go. This is like if a tree falls in the woods, is there a sound? And like the correct answer is like there is compression, rarefaction of air, but there is no sound because it takes a receptacle to make it sound. So I believe that at some point, like the owner of this thing called it like
No, but
it's sound waves, but there is no sound.
Waves. No, but that means if there's sound, if there is sound waves, that means there's sound. Pineapple on pizza, absolutely.
Yeah, no, we're in agreement on that one too.
Yeah.
Like I'm all for pineapple pizza.
My favorite type of pizza is literally just pepperoni pineapple. Like it's so good. But no, like in all reality, like if it's making sound waves, that's making sound. Just because you can't hear it doesn't mean it's not making sound. Like that is like, yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. Like,
so it's a GIF or GIF?
It's GIF. Like,
I'm pretty sure that the owner like calls it like a GIF. That like when it like originally came up, I called it a GIF like my whole life. I never even like.
No, I've always thought GIF.
Like GIF.
Like tell me where G makes a J sound. Giraffe.
Geppetto.
But not IF. There's something else going on there. So when it's GIF, it's GIF.
I'm giraffe, right?
Giraffe. But yeah,
GI.
but jur. It's got the R there.
Eating the R is the difference maker.
The R is the difference maker. You got the where else you have the if. George doesn't count.
I love the arbitrariness of this. It's like no. Also, no.
That's pronounced gorge.
Like gob.
All right, give me another one. This is fun. You know what? Give us 5 more minutes of just random bullshit. Give us another question. Have faith, Ninja. You always got good questions. Give us a question. This is good. This is like people need content to listen for their travels to LVO. So, what is better than just like mindless rambling? Like we haven't talked MCP for probably a good 30 minutes. Like,
oh, I think he's coming back.
Is he?
He'll bring us back on topic. Is the adult here?
Oh,
the adult's back. Fantastic.
Hello, I'm back. Hello.
You've missed a wonderful 30 minutes.
I'm really sorry, but also I need everyone to do something for me. I need you to, in I guess like my Avengers dojo, put what you want my secondary roster for LVO to be. I gotta actually leave to go finish helping. I just wanted to check in and say sorry that I can't do the end of the show.
It's okay. We've been rambling for the past 30 minutes about random crap.
We were rambling the whole time, let's be honest.
I want you to play Spider Foes. Bring foes.
Bring foes? Okay, so that's Dizzard's vote. Dizzard's vote is foes. If you don't put it in the Avengers chat, I will not remember. Okay. So everyone outvote Dizzard so I don't want to play foes. I love you all. Goodbye.
But you could play Rhino.
I don't own Rhino. I haven't bought him.
Fair.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
All right. All right. Is there anything else that we actually of pertinent value that we could actually touch on? Spider Woman's great.
Okay, I got one for you.
Okay, why?
I don't know. Because you asked me to.
Fair.
I have heard chatter and participated in some conversations myself about senators. Mm-hmm. I've heard it described as toxic. The word is back, right? These things have been out for like a week. Why or why not is senators toxic or non-toxic? I love it. It's like my favorite of the new crises.
I think it's great. I think the only reason that I could see it being toxic.
That's the problem.
Maybe we're toxic.
Yeah, right.
Half-Face Ninja. The reason why senators feels good with Weapon X is because everybody is within range of you to hit them, and that's why I could see it being toxic. Is like the reason why people always So tell me, what is an NPE or a toxic situation in a game? It's when something gets taken away from you.
Yeah.
Right? Am I wrong? Like,
Yeah. So what? You lost in action?
yeah. So you lose an action. So you lose a movement action. So you can't do stupid jank like get the objective and then get away, because everybody's playing X-Men right now, and Senators is toxic, right? Because like you literally can't get away, so it's taking away an action. So that's where I see it being toxic, is people have that mentality of I'm losing something that's a core like thing to this game, and that's why it's being seen as toxic. But it's like it's play around it, like plan for it and play smartly, and then it's not so toxic. And maybe your team's actually really good on it. Like X-Men really aren't that bad at Senators. They got some good games on it. And same with like
I
other
think you can
affiliates.
still kind of get away.
Oh,
I
you
think
can. You
still
can
kind of get away with these things, like by and large.
Absolutely can. It's just like people just instantly like, oh, it's a feels bad as an MPE because I can't just like naturally get away and do everything I want to do. It's the same thing like with Malekith. It's like people are like, oh, Malekith's bad now instantly. Like, no, Malekith is still Malekith.
If you put him on the table, you'll find out.
Yeah, cool. You fucked around, you found out. I think foes might actually be the best on Senators. I've been like dojoing a bunch of foes lately, and I actually think
all of these, like, you can only hold one of them. Like, are so good with well-laid plans.
Yeah. Well, that and like taking this is a robbery and pyrotechnics on top of it. Like, I literally have it set up to where I could like make you extract disadvantage almost every single round of the game. It's super fun. Like,
I do that with Voodoo.
That's fair, but playing Voodoo isn't fun.
Aw, but he's a wizard.
He's a wizard, Harry. All right. What else you got? Senators, toxic. What else have you heard?
I still think if I had to choose one of the new scenarios that I'm just like wow, Paranoia is still the one for me that stands out with the low point value and the speed of scoring.
It's crazy.
That's pretty
like,
nutty.
It's
like that's so much faster than Senators, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would actually say that Paranoia is more toxic than Senators because there's a lot of times where you literally can't do anything about it, even if you're trying. Senators, you can play around it, and there's like things you can do. But Paranoia, it's just like the game's just over before you know it, and there was nothing you could have done differently because that's just how it scores. Paranoia might be your favorite Crisis right now. I think it's fun.
Nice.
Like, don't get me wrong. I really enjoy Paranoia. I think it's a fun game, but it is so crazy. Like, it is.
Yeah.
It is a whirl. I don't know. I don't even know what I would even relate it to. There's nothing been like that fast. Like, I've seen so many Paranoia games. Like, you could literally say the game was over round 2 because of how things were scoring.
Yeah.
New Scrolls. I think New Scrolls is pretty balanced.
I like New Scrolls. New Scrolls is fine. Like, I don't. The 20 feels weird now for me on that one. I'm just like, whoa.
I think
20 threat. Okay.
I like New Cubes. New Cubes is great. I love where the damage is at. Researcher feels so good right now, to be honest. I love Researcher. I love New Sword, but I hate playing Sword just in general. Like, the push still feels bad.
Tell me more about Researcher. I feel like Researcher is like where like it's like kind of like, oh man, what do we do about?
I've also been playing a lot of killing teams, so Researcher.
Okay.
Alien Ship is a wild one. I think honestly, Kree-Core, the new Kree-Core is probably my new favorite like extract because in my opinion, it's probably the most fair and balanced. Like this is just like I don't know, I'm probably biased in here because like a lot of my characters don't have power anyways. But it's like there's 3 of them. They're all center line. Like, and typically the third one, like typically you have one safe grab and the opponent has one safe grab, and then like that third one's always like a hot potato going back and forth between the teams. I like New Kree-Core, and I think it's probably the most fair balanced one. It's either nothing at all or what the fuck everyone's dead. You're not wrong. I've had games where I didn't roll a single hit, and I've had games where I stacked 2 on one person and just one-shot them with the Kree-Core damage, and God, does that feel good. It's just like, I have healing factors, so it doesn't matter because you're not going to kill me. But yeah, like it's super fun. I like New Kree-Core. I do think Kree-Core is my new favorite one. Paranoia is super fun. Senators is super fun, but you have to plan for it. I think that's why it's considered toxic, is because like people aren't planning for it. And they're like, I can't do cool things. Like, sure, you can. Like, there's so many characters in the game now that can move once and attack, or not even move at all and attack twice still and get movement out of it.
Right.
Like Logan is insane. Senators.
Logan's just insane.
That's fair.
He's so fun.
He's so much fun.
Like he's the one thing that I wish I wasn't leaving at home. That I wish I could find a way to fit him into my roster, but he makes 0 sense in it.
I mean,
besides just being awesome and fun.
Sometimes the things that make no sense make the most sense. I was trying to play him with my foes, and I was like, he doesn't. So here's a fun fact. I was playing with foes, and I put Carnage in there, and I was shadowboxing, and I had Carnage attack somebody. I was like, okay, Mystique pulls this guy in, and Carnage attacks, and well, this would have been like 4 damage with Wolverine, but it's only like 1. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, why am I not just playing Logan? Because Logan actually kills better than Carnage does right now, and made me really sad actually. I was like, I miss Doom Prophecy Carnage.
It's so hard to balance those like incredibly explosive things.
Like
that.
I remember at one
Doom
point in
Carnage
time.
was so nutty.
I remember one point in time. I asked. I was like
Remember?
back. No, I remember. You remember? I was playing foes. This is like what, season 3 or 4 of TTS League, and I was playing foes with Doom Prophecy and Carnage, and I was just like, and half your team's dead. And I sent a message out. I was like, is Doom Prophecy Carnage an NPE? And everyone's like, no, that's not an NPE. That's like super conditional. This and this and this need to happen. I'm like, I just killed like half of this dude's team. Like, I feel really bad. They're like, nah, like that's a 1 in a million. And I'm like, okay, fine. And I play the TTS League with it, and that basically every single game is like Carnage literally eating the world with Doom Prophecy. And then it gets banned.
Yeah.
Good times.
Well, I mean, he was abusing it. So was the Dorm.
Yeah.
Dorm really lost a lot when he lost access to Doom Prophecy.
I don't know what you would do to Carnage to like make him feel like a killer again. Like he just like, especially when you like play Logan and then you play Carnage, it's like Carnage seems like a not killer at all. Like it's just like, ow.
Did Logan turn Carnage into Wolverine?
Basically. Oh, but like, you think about it, like even regular Wolverine has better dice than Carnage does, because he's got 5 die pierce, but Carnage is just 5 dice with a bleed.
Yeah.
Like,
you know, man, I got just rocked by a Carnage last time I played into one though.
But that's the thing though, like I don't get it. Like I played him and I was like,
me.
I was just like, I remember Carnage being so much better than this, and then I played him and I was just like, huh.
Because he's dicey. He's just dicey.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the consistency. He doesn't have, like, I don't know. The Wolverine is a very good character.
Yeah.
And Carnage was always kind of like a character that I think you had to kind of want to play with Carnage in the first place.
Oh, I did. I
table.
wanted to play with Carnage.
Yeah.
I love foes. I would say Spider Foes are probably my second favorite next to mutants, but that's why I'm gonna be jamming them. Because I'm tired of the mirror.
Fun.
I hate the mirror. Like, it's just so boring. Yeah. But I guess with that, we have been the Rogue Agents, and you have been the listener.
Good night.
Good night.
Hit me up at LVO if you're going.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Maximum effort. In this war, there's no surrender. He's out of line.